Okay, so let's talk about this finale that was just pretty much insanity, especially after the previous episode when we heard about Soldier Boy finding out that Homelander was his father. So before we get into it, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. On the road to 25,000 subscribers, we're about to hit 22,000, less than 100 away. So super excited about that. But let's go ahead and talk about this finale that, my goodness, I think this one definitely topped the previous finale, and this season definitely topped the previous. I think The Boys is on a roll, and I'm excited. So, Black Noir eventually comes back to Vought, and now he tells Homelander that he wants to kill Soldier Boy. Of course, I said it, and it's happening. Homelander was a little conflicted about this, now knowing that's his father. Homelander always wanted a father figure, and now he has it. Is he really going to let that go? That's the big question, right? We eventually see that Homelander feels some type of way about this, and Black Noir keeping this from him, that Black Noir knew Soldier Boy was Homelander's father, and Black Noir pretty much tells him, yeah, I knew this. So we eventually see that Homelander loses it after this. We see him kill Black Noir and pretty much make a whole like power dynamic with the rest of the seven. Not really much of a seven, right? And he's pretty much telling them, you're gonna listen to me, and we're gonna do what we need to do. He gets the Deep to go kill the vice president, new vice president, Bishop, and we'll find out why at the end, so we'll get to that later. We also see Maeve escape, and she joins MM and Starlight and Hughie. They go to confront Butcher about this whole Soldier Boy thing and try and put an end to it, because they're like, all of the carnage these two are going to cause fighting is not worth it. We need to put an end to this. But once they arrive at Butcher's, Maeve turns on them. She gets rid of the gas that was going to be used to sort of subdue Soldier Boy and get like a hold on this whole situation. She just wants Homelander dead at this point. So then we see that the rest of the group, MM, Starlight, Hughie, and all of them get locked into a safe, and Butcher, Soldier Boy, and Maeve go out to confront Homelander. So when they arrive here, Homelander starts talking to Soldier Boy about a team up of sorts, saying how he wanted his father, he didn't have his father, and he needs this now. It looks like Soldier Boy's kind of like falling for it at that point, but Soldier Boy's just like not gonna do that. He's an asshole, so he pretty much tells Homelander that he's weak, and no. And now, before we get into any more of this, Ryan is in the picture as well. Ryan is with Homelander, and Homelander was trying to introduce him to Soldier Boy. So just imagine that Ryan's in the middle of all of this, and Butcher doesn't even know what to think about it. Eventually, Soldier Boy gets a hold of Homelander and is about to use that powerful explosion he uses as Maeve and Butcher hold on to him. But Ryan, who seems to have a new affection to Homelander, is not going to let this happen and starts getting in the way. Soldier Boy gets pissed about this, throws him, and pretty much has him like cut up a little bit after he threw him into the wall. Homelander gets pissed about this, and so does Butcher. And so we see Butcher pretty much attack Soldier Boy now and knock him out. Soldier Boy has no idea why. Butcher explains that was Becca's son, and he's pretty much like, so you're trying to save a kid that's not even yours and is also Homelander's, but you got mad at me for a little bit of that moment where I was like, I don't know if I should kill Homelander. And so Butcher and Soldier Boy go at it, and we get into some of the most insane fight scenes we've seen in any comic book adaptation, not just The Boys, anything Marvel, DC, all of that. Really, really great stuff here. So Starlight, MM, and Hughie eventually escape with Kimiko and Frenchie, and Kimiko and Frenchie go to make more gas, as Starlight, MM, and Hughie are going to go to Vought to try and help out Butcher and Maeve and whatever's happening there. So we see that Starlight is using her powers as much as she can. Maeve and Homelander start fighting now. Ryan's just in the background. Soldier Boy, Butcher, MM, and Starlight are fighting. It's like a handicap match, but still, Soldier Boy's kind of like getting through them. And then eventually we see that Starlight has to harness as much energy as she can and delivers one big blow to Soldier Boy. On the other hand of things, however, Maeve is getting herself pretty much beat down to the point where I was like, I don't know if Maeve's even going to survive this. Like, Homelander put his whole thumb in her eye, and she's like bleeding, and she's getting very much so destroyed by him. So what we eventually see, however, though, is that Soldier Boy gets a little bit knocked out as Frenchie and Kimiko finish the gas. It is basically taken by her, but then is able to retrieve it from her and get it on Soldier Boy. And as he's getting weaker and weaker, he decides to use his powerful blast. And this is definitely a point that Maeve sees, that if she doesn't do something right now, everybody's eventually going to die here. So she just dives in and takes the blast with Soldier Boy midair, and presumably she's dead right here. So we then find out that Butcher only has months to live due to him using the compound B too much, so his insides are really bad. And so I don't think nobody knows this actually, so he's given like a year or a year and a half to live. Soldier Boy, then we see, actually survived the blast and is kept in the chamber. Maeve is actually not dead also, she just lost her powers, sort of like what happened in Kimiko as well. And then we see a big twist right here with Annie now joining the boys. The boys is definitely growing stronger. I think the 7 is definitely over. I think we're going to see a shift where it's just Homelander and everybody else is doing his bidding, because we see that Homelander's cult has grown even more now, toppling Starlight's statue. Eventually Homelander does introduce his cult to Ryan, and Ryan gets a bottle thrown at him by a protester. Homelander gets pissed, blasts his head off. The cult stays quiet for a bit, but then they cheer on. So they're going to do whatever, and they're going to take whatever Homelander gives to them, because that's like their new god of sorts. We also see that Newman has now become the vice president, so we know that's the favor she probably asked from Homelander. And so now the boys have a lot of work to do, because the Supes are pretty much in the government and everything now, and it looks like things are just going to get a lot worse from here on out. So a ton of stuff here that happened. Really was not expecting Black Noir to go already. I thought the moment with him with his little animals and everything was very touching, and I didn't expect Homelander to kill him either. So I did talk about the possibility of this team up happening between Homelander and Soldier Boy. Of course it didn't happen, but I thought the scene and the little clip where we got the Homelander and Butcher using their laser beams together and just looking at each other and scoffing was very great. It was very funny indeed, and I'm excited to see how this relationship's going to go in the next episodes that come with season 4. And I think that the whole thing with Maeve as well, I think it was a great way to definitely send her character off for now. So hopefully we do see her in the future, but she doesn't have her powers, so it's going to be interesting to see what indeed happens with her, if she decides to return or not. She is going to be happy finally, it seems. She did lose her eye, but still she is alive. I think Soldier Boy is going to be interesting as well in the upcoming seasons. Is there a way where they want to bring him back in order to sort of destroy or kill Homelander, or try to control him of sorts? I think that's an interesting question that we're definitely going to have to wait and see for, but I think that whatever they decide to do, I think the character is definitely popular enough to bring back, so we'll definitely see how they want to handle that. The whole thing with Butcher, I'm curious to see what's going to happen with that, since he's given so little time to live. And also Newman, what could be her exact purpose? We're going to talk about this in my season 4 theory video tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But big episode, huge finale, one of my favorite finales in any show, and I think it's The Boys' strongest for sure. I think the season as well as a whole really felt amazing compared to the previous ones, and the previous ones were already really good, so this one keeps topping itself. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on it down below. Are you excited or not for the next season? What do you hope to see in the next season? Comment it all below. But as always, that is going to do it for me. If you haven't already subscribe, hit that notification bell. We are on the road to 22,000 subscribers. At 25,000, however, we will do a giveaway, so make sure your notification bell is on. And as always, that is going to do it for me. Check out the video on the left already if you haven't. Stay tuned for the theory video, and we'll probably do a live talking about this. We'll see if we do it maybe tonight or tomorrow. We'll see. But anyways, as always, I'll see all of you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.